Hi, good to see you. Good to be with you today. We continue to be in this walk through the Gospel of Matthew, this journey through discipleship, and we've learned a lot this summer, or I hope that you've learned a lot this summer about the nuances about discipleship. And so today we are in the 16th chapter of Matthew. We are about in the middle of Matthew, and I think somehow that's important here. And so we're in about the middle of the story of Jesus in Matthew, and the disciples and Jesus, they're walking along, and all of a sudden Jesus asked this question out of nowhere. Right? There is no conversation that was going on before. He just kind of blurts this question out to the disciples. And the question he asks is, who do people say that I am? Who do people say that I am? Well, some of the disciples blurt out, well, some people say that you're John the Baptist, others say that you're Elijah, some say that you're Jeremiah, some say that you're one of the other prophets. Right? They blurt out what the people think, as we are nowadays, these factions, right? People tend to follow other people. Some people were reflecting upon John the Baptist, Elijah, Jeremiah, right? So if that question was asked, say, in the 18th century, we would say, who do people say that I am? Well, some people would say that you're Luther or Calvin or Wesley or Bohr. Right? We seem to be a factionalized people. That we don't fully understand Jesus, so we kind of see Jesus through the eyes of these factions. And then Jesus turns to the disciples and he says, but who do you say that I am? Okay? Forget about the people that we're working with. Who do you, as my disciples, my followers, say that I am? That's a pivotal question. That's a question like putting your mouth where your money is, right? Of staking a claim here. And so Simon bursts out, right? Well, you're the Messiah, you're the Son of God. Right? The Messiah, the anointed one by God, the Son of God, as that one whose purposes and actions are perfectly aligned with God. It's a confession from Peter of who we see as Jesus. And Jesus says, well done, Peter, but also know you did not get here on your own. That this understanding is a gift from God to you. That this confession is not because of your hard work, but it's given to you. And in a way, Jesus then responds to Peter, now that this gift has been given to you, you have a responsibility to follow through with that gift. That if I am the Messiah, if I am the Son of God, what does that mean to your life and your living now? Okay. So who do we say that Jesus is? What then is our responsibility to follow through? So if we really believe that Jesus is the Messiah, if Jesus is the Son of God, what is our responsibility to that gift that's been given to us? Well, I think part of that responsibility is to reflect the kingdom of God back into our world. Pay attention to what Jesus does and do what Jesus does. So others also receive that gift of confession. I think this is the basic, right? And it happens in the middle of the gospel. They've experienced all of these healings, these exorcisms, these miracles of feeding 5,000 people, and So now what you've seen, what do you know? And as we go forward from here, what are you going to do about it? There's an interesting interpretation to this reading that's been taking place since the beginning of the church, right? So Peter has this confession, and Jesus says to Peter, "You are now the rock, and upon this rock I will build my church." Well, in the Catholic faith, right, that means that Peter is the foundation of the church, and we have that apostolic succession. That the church is founded on Peter. In our Protestant interpretation, right, the foundation isn't Peter, but the rock is the confession itself. I think both interpretations are good interpretations. As long as it gets you to the task that Jesus gives you. As long as you stay focused on the necessary and forget about the little things. So for this meditation, I just ask, who do you say that Jesus is? And what does it mean for your living today and tomorrow? We'll see you soon.